we're back again. You probably gave up on me. But some things just can't be avoided. Anyway, we get back on this. Today what we're going to try to do is pretty well finish up everything here, okay? I've got his hat blank here. You remember it's 6 inches in diameter. This is his brim. I've gone ahead and shaved off the bottom of it here to get ready to put it on his head. First thing what I want to do, and I'm going to go through this real quick because I want to get this all done in 15 minutes. First thing I want to do here is go ahead and do the detailing on his hair as soon as I find my knife.
I don't know what you did with it.
Okay, detailing on the hair rather. I kind of drew a pencil line. This is where I'm going to chop off the top of his head. So when I do hair, I like to kind of give it a little flare, you know, just to get away from the straight down. But I don't, I don't spend too much time on the hair because I really just don't think it's, worth spending that much time on because it's such a small detail. Okay, there we go. So anyway, just do that. Come up like that. And those lines I drew on there are just something to go by. I'm not that concerned that I'm matching perfectly. So you end up with something like this. And then I like to bleed them into one another, or they look like they're kind of overlapping. Get out of there. I'll do one more here. Like that, and I'll just kind of zigzag the bottom here. Like that. And then using a small little gouge, I'm just going to take this and go up it, and this will add just a little bit more relief to it. Not a lot, just enough. Just like that. See, that creates plenty of hair detail when it's painted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the rest of the hair, and then we'll take the top of his head off. Okay, I got his hair all done. Now it's time to take him over to the bandsaw and take off the top of his head. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, we're over here at the bandsaw. I'm going to take the top of his head off. I've kind of carved away my lines, but I know where they are, so here we go. I'm going to line it up here so I don't take these ears off, and I want to come right there on that line. Alright, let's see what we did. Alright, let's just line him up here. Well, that looks pretty good. What I'm going to do now, is being as this is rough and not really square, is I'm going to take it over to my disc sander and just plane that flat. You don't need to see that, so I'll be back here. Okay, I've got his head sanded perfectly flat here. I'm going to put it on here and find the best angle. I've already drilled me a hole through the center there, but that's not really going to put the hat in relationship to where exactly I want it to go. You just kind of have to eyeball it to see See how it is. And that looks pretty good, just about like that. Hold that there and make a mark down in there for my dowel. See there, it's off just a bit.
Did you drill it in there?
A piece of dowel here. And that looks pretty good. That's actually where it should be right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make me a mark just right up here. So I know which way it is. I'm going to make me a mark right there so I know where to mark it. And then I'm going to draw on his head like we always do. That's going to give me the shape that I want to take out. Okay? I'm going to kind of enlarge this hole a little. Slip it on and slip it off a lot easier like that. Alright, alright. Using my gouge here that I always use, which usually and it's just a matter, I start on the line and I just kind of go in at an angle. All the way around, like that, and then I'll come back and take that out like that. For those of you who don't know what we've done in the past, I take my big pencil here and I color the top of the head. And the ears. Line it up with my registry mark like that and just give it a little twist like that. And that'll show me, see I hit it pretty well right there, that'll show me the high spots within this circle that I need to take down to get this head to set down in there just a little bit. Don't have to go down far, just a little bit. So I'm going to continue right on around here doing that. Okay? Okay, I've gone completely around in there and we've scooped out this interior. So now I'm going to put it back on there. It lines up pretty good. So now, I just, like I mentioned before, just give it a little twist while you hold the brim firmly against the back of the head. And this will show you where you have to remove more material. Get that done, you put this back on there, give it another little twist. And it's just a matter of, working your way down till you get a nice fit at the top of the head. where it sits just inside the hat. So I'm going to go ahead and continue doing this, and we'll come back when it's done. Okay, I think we're just about there. Let me try her one more time. Yeah, the hat's pretty clean except for just a couple of those spots. But notice these things right here? That's the ear. So what I'm going to do is just take my gouge. And just take a little drink that one more time. It'll probably show up in here more now because I took those marks off that were on the ears. That's okay. Okay, so that's done. Now, as the last thing I like to do is find my big gouge, is here on the bottom of the head, staying within a little circle away from the edge. I have to come in here and create a little depression. Not a deep depression, just enough. And what this will do is this will give us a glue pocket right there. And at the same time it'll allow this hat to sit closer down on top of the head. Just like that, okay? Now we got that. So now I can take my knife, I'll use my big one here, and we can start thinning this hat down real carefully because this thing is pretty flexible, just like a regular brim, and we don't want it to snap on us. And we'll do this from the top, as we want that brim to kind of come down like that, create a shadow. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and we'll come back. What I'm doing now is just thinning down the brim. You can see it's really thin on the edges here, but I haven't lost any of the thickness out in here. But still yet it's getting more fragile as we go along. Let's just check it out. And this is where we start shaping it to get it to where we want it. See how thin it is there just by looking at the light coming through. So it's way wide on this side compared to this side. So we'll take that off. Yeah, that's a lot better. Just about it. A little lost right up here. And then we'll have to go back and thin it down again. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we're going to do the top of this hat. So I got to go cut me a blank for that. Okay, I've got just a scrap piece of wood, got the grain running up and down. So I still got the top of his head, so that's going to give me an idea of what the shape will be, but still I want to allow myself a lot of scrap to whittle away, because I don't want to have me getting a headache. Okay, I'll go cut that. Alright, I took the dowel off the head, and I'm going to put the head back on here, holding that in place. And I'm going to take my blank here, and set that on there, and find center, which is about right there, that way, and about right there that way. So I can turn that upside down. Make me a mark right there. Look at there, almost hit it dead center. Make that hole a little larger. So put that in there. That in there. That in there. Naturally, my dowel's going to be a lot longer than the other. Looks pretty good, except I got to turn this around to where it's oriented correctly on the head. Okay, knowing that, making a mark right there, line it up with his nose. Make sure I make a mark down here, because I'll whittle that away. And then just have at it. So I'll come back after I get this whittled away. Okay, we just about have it here. Now this doesn't line up perfectly there. That's because that dowel is going up through there a little crooked. But we'll straighten that out when we glue it all together. Now his hat is the style that it is in the movie, just a plain old square top brim. About the only thing we need to do yet is to put a hat band on it. And we'll just start right here and go around. Come back and go from the front to the back, because I don't want to mismatch up there on the front. I'd rather have it in the back if I can't line it up straight. But I lined it up straight. So now I'll just go around and create this hat band. That band is generally just a piece of cloth, so we don't need to make it real thick. There we go. Now I'll just shave that back up there to get rid of that depression. Watching my grain. Summer's early here. It's over 90 degrees in here today, and here it's only beginning of May. There he is. Looking pretty good. Especially after I stick that cigarette in his mouth. Looks pretty menacing. And that's what we want. Okay, so that's going to do it in this one. I think we're going to have one more, and that should finish up this project, because I have so many other things to do, and I am so far behind that I'm not going to be able to continue this on down to the body, which is how I wanted to do it, but that's just how things go. But I'll bring you along on the other things that I do. So until next time, I'll talk to you later.